What is probability? Let us suppose a coin is tossed. This figure shows a coin is tossed. That is, either we can get one side is head or we can get other side is tail. That is, these one side let us consider it is head and the other side let us consider it is tail. So when we flip a coin, we suppose let us flip a coin 1000 times. Okay, and in that 1000 times, let us suppose one time we get one surface, that is, let us suppose we are getting head, and the other surface of the coin, let us suppose we are getting it 545 times. And when you toss a coin 1000 times, we are getting 455 times our head and 545 times our tail. There is no specific way that only 455 times I should get one side of the coin and only 545 times I should get tail. It depends on the situation, right? That is, these are chances, right? So we find out that we can say that heads, we can say it as 455 by 1000. Why by 1000? Because we are tossing the coin 1000 times, and out of 1000 times we are getting one side is 455. So we can say the chance of getting heads is 455 out of 1000. If I want to write this in decimals, I can write it as 0.455. Similarly, if I want to write tails, how many times I'm getting tails means I can write 545 by 1000. That is 0.545. So this estimation, that is this approximation, where we are getting this many times tail or this many times head divided by total times, that is called as experimental or empirical probability, or it is also called as probability. That is just the chance or the approximation which we get when we do any task, that is called as probability. Now in tossing a coin, as I have explained, let us suppose these are two sides of the coin. So let us suppose the coin in which a face is drawn. This is my head. Then the other side of the coin, face is not drawn. Let us suppose it is tail. Head is indicated by capital H and tail is indicated by capital T. So if I want to write, if I toss this coin only one time, in one time, what is the probability, that is, what is the chance of the coin that I will have one side as head, will be 1 by 2. Why it is 1 by 2? Because how many are total sides? Total sides are only 2. Either I have head or I have tail. So in head or tail, one time I will get head, that is by 1 divided by 2. Why 2? Because there are two sides of the coin. Similarly, same thing will be how much is probability of the coin landing tail. Because suppose if I am getting tail when I toss a coin only one time, then total sides are head and tail, there is 1 plus 1 is 2. So total sides are 2 and one time I am getting tail. So 1 by 2. Let us suppose the coin is tossed n times. N can be any value. Let us suppose the coin is tossed 5 times. Then the formula for finding out what is the probability of a coin when it is tossed some n number of times is 2 power n. Why 2 is there? Because there are two sides of a coin. We are taking 2. And why power n? Because power n indicates that many times we are tossing a coin. That is, that many times we are flipping the coin. Tossing is also known as flipping. That is why the probability of tossing a coin n times. Suppose 5 times means 2 power 5. And similarly n times means 2 power n. Now let us suppose when we throw a die, right, we have 6 faces on a die, right, you can see in this figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have, as we have 6 faces, when I throw a die only one time, then I may get only one number. That is, either I may get a die which is 4 sides. There is only one I am getting. That is, if I want to find the probability when I throw a die one time, then it will be 1 by 6. Why 6? Because there are 6 faces on a die, so total sides are 6. And only one face I am getting when I am throwing a die. That is why I am getting 1 by 6. Okay, so in general, from this coin and from this die, we got to know that the formula to find out probability is number of ways it can happen by total number of outcomes. Outcomes means whatever we can get. Suppose we can get 1, we can get 2, we can get 3, we can get 4, we can get 5, we can get 6 in a die. So it's 6 outcomes, right, as we saw in the formula of die. So the probability of an event happening is equals to number of ways it can happen. How many ways, whatever we are getting, that divided by total number. That is called as probability. Now let us come to a very interesting topic of cards. Okay, in our cards we have totally 52 cards. These cards we know they are used for playing, right? On that we have spades, clubs, diamonds and hearts. So let us suppose in 52 cards always we have 26 will be black cards and 26 will be red cards. In that we have From 26 again divide 1 into 13 cards and 13 cards. That is 13 cards will be spade and 13 cards will be club. These are the symbols of spade, club, diamond and heart. Similarly, in this 26 red cards, we will have 13 are diamond and 13 are heart. Now again in 13 cards of spade, we will have, on the card we will have one face, okay, and on that will be written K, right? So one king will have, in these 13 cards, one card will be of king, other card will be of queen, and one more card will be of jack. That is K, Q and J will be written on those cards, and then we will also have one more card named ace, and ace is indicated by A on the cards. And other cards, this is 13 minus, because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So 13 minus 4 is 9. So 9 cards will have numbers on it, and numbers will start only from 2 to 9. That is, we'll have a card named 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. That is, I can say that there are 9 cards which are having numbers on it, and I can say that king, queen, jack will have faces. Ace will not have face. So this same thing, whatever I have for spade, I'm having for club, as well as I'm having for diamond, as well as I'm having for heart. That is, if you see here, 13 cards, 13 cards, 13 cards, 13 cards. Equal we have one king in spade, one king in club, one king in diamond, one king in heart. Similarly, we'll have for other remaining cards also. So in general, I can say that in 52 cards, how many are face cards? Face cards means the cards on which faces are drawn. There's either king can be drawn, or queen can be drawn, or jack can be drawn. So 1, 2, 3, and how many are there? 4 are there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 3s are 12. That is, I can say that number of face cards or number of cards on which face are drawn are 12 in a card of 52 cards. And how many are aces? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 aces in a pack of 52 cards, right? Now, what is random experiment? A random experiment is a process that leads to a result that cannot be predicted in advance. For example, if we toss a coin, we can't say whether head or tail will appear. We will not have in our sixth sense, right, that head will come or tail will come. It depends. So, tossing a coin is a random experiment. That is, random means we will not know the result before tossing a coin. Okay. After tossing only, when we toss, we'll get to know the result. That experiment is called as random experiment. Let us take one more example. If we throw a die numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on its 6 faces, we will not know which number face will appear. So, throwing a die is also a random experiment. What are equally likely events? 2 or more events are said to be equally likely if each one of them has an equal chance of occurrence. For example, tossing a coin is equally likely event, because in tossing a coin, what are the possible outcomes? We know there are two faces, one is head and other is tail. So we have a 50% chance of getting a head and we have a 50% chance of getting a tail. There is no partiality, right, between these both. That is why we can say we can either get head or we can either get tail. That is, when we toss a coin, the two possible outcomes are head and tail. So head and tail are equally likely. Equally likely means they have an equal chance of occurring. Similarly, when we throw a die, the 6 possible outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the chance of getting 1 is also same as chance of getting 2, right? Or same as chance of getting 3 is the same as chance of getting 4. Similarly, we have an equal chance of getting 6, right? There is no there is nothing written on it that we should get a 2 or 3 or 4. That is, all are having equal chance of coming. That is, that events are called as equally likely events. What are mutually exclusive events? 2 or more events are mutually exclusive if the occurrence of each event prevents the occurrence of every other event. For example, we are tossing a coin, right? We will get head. We will not get tail. That is, since we are getting head, we are not getting tail. That is, when head is not allowing tail to come, that event is called as mutually exclusive event. Let us take one more example. Student in a high school may be in any one of the classes, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That student cannot sit in both the classes simultaneously. He cannot study 6 and 7 together, right? He should either be in 6 or he should either be in 7. So we can say that it is mutually exclusive. By the name you can remember. Exclusive means specially that only. There is either 6 or either 7 or either 8. Similarly here, either head we will get or either tail we will get. That is called as mutually exclusive events. Now what is complementary event? The probability of an event which is not likely to happen is called as complementary event. Complementary event in probability is indicated by P of E bar. This dash in upwards of E is known as bar. And this formula you should remember in complementary event, that is for any event E, P of E bar is equals to 1 minus P of E. That is total chance of occurring is 1 and the chance of not occurring will be equal to 1 minus P of E. For example, let us take two balls in a bag, red and blue. Then I want to know what is the chance of balls which are not red. So chance of balls which are not red is a complementary event. Balls which are red is general P of E, okay, random event, whereas the chance that it is not red is a complementary event. So not will always be complementary and it is indicated by P of E bar. And how to find out P of E bar? P of E bar is equals to 1 minus P of E. And then what is an impossible event? The probability of an event which is impossible to occur is called as impossible event. That is, that event will not occur only. For example, in a die, the probability of getting 7 is 0. Why? Because there are only 6 faces on a die. We don't have 7 faces. That is why getting 7 on a die is an impossible event. Okay, always the probability of an impossible event is 0. That is, we won't get a number when we do probability on any device. Right? That is called as impossible event, where there is 0 chance of occurring of any event. Now, what is sure event? The probability of an event which is sure or certain to occur, that is 100% it will occur, that is called as sure event. For example, when we toss a die, we are having 6 faces on it, right? So getting a number less than 6 is a sure event, because either we can have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. That is, from those 6 only we will get one phase. That is 100% sure we'll get one phase less than 6. That is why getting a number less than 6 on a die is a sure event, and always the probability of a sure event is 1. So in general, always the probability will lie from in between 0 to 1. Probability of an impossible event is 0, probability of a sure event is 1. So either it can lie between 0 or it will lie between 1, 0 and 1. We can have 0.5, 0.6 probability, 0.7 probability, but it should only lie between 0 and 1. The probability of any event cannot be more than 1. So we can say that 0 is less than equal to P of E is less than equal to 1. That is, the probability of an event always lies between 0 and 1. Now, what is an elementary event? An event having only one outcome is called as elementary event. Example, in a die 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can say 1 we are having one time. That 1 is called as elementary event. That is, P of 1 is equals to 1, we can say. Right, P of 1 is equals to 1 by 6, because 1 time 1 we will get and total outcomes are 6. So elementary event means any one single event, or we can say P of 2 is 2 by 6, or we can say P of 3 is 3 by 6. That is, any one number we are getting one time, and that one number is called as elementary event. When we add all the probabilities of the elementary event, that answer will be equal to 1. That is, if I add P of 1 plus P of 2 plus P of 3 plus P of 4 plus P of 5 plus P of 6, I should get the answer as 1. Why? Because the probability of any event cannot be greater than 1. And when I add all these single events, that is, single events are called as elementary events, single, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Then we should get the answer as 1 when I add all the single events. Now, what is sample space? The set of all possible outcomes of an experiment is called sample space. Sample space is indicated by S. For example, in a coin, the sample space S is equals to head H, comma, tail T. That is, I can either get head or I can either get tail. That is, all whatever possible outcomes are there, that is called as sample space. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have understood this video. If you did, please like the video and also subscribe to my channel, and also click the bell notification on, because I make videos daily. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel, FM Education Academy.